Doing this right now. Right now. I don't know what to do. You got pockets in your sweatshirt. Put them in there. So anyway, as you can tell, we are live. Rod is distracted, and we are TRCMA 2025. I know what is new exactly.
Rod is distracted.
And we are with the legendary Shad Stoker, highly motivational, former president of the IDA. Leader of Budco Distributing. I mean, dude, he is. I mean, he is the face of Budco. I mean, Budco has great ownership.
Great ownership.
They have a great ownership, great family team. If you're in the Salt Lake area and you're a detailer, you got to get connected to Budco. So let's talk about the IDA. That's why you're here.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
So yeah, I actually heard you having a nice little conversation over there in the green room with the gentleman. Why he should join the IDA.
Just joined the IDA. He's a distributor out of Canada. TOC Supplies. So great dude. I love when I see other distributors get involved in the IDA. I think it's an underserviced part of the IDA. Distributors kind of overlook it as a resource because they're not in the trenches detailing it every day. Becoming a member, we're a distributor out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Becoming a member of the IDA was transformational in our business on the detail side of things. We did it 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when people talk about the IDA, especially on the groups and stuff, they're like, oh, what do they really do for you? It's just a money grab. What does the certificates really give you? And I love the conversations that you were having with them. I was a little fly on the wall, I was listening in, right? And it's like, it's
writing down notes.
It's the relationship.
Really
yeah, that was really good.
Exactly.
The relationships. And I think about mine and Rod's association with all of the men and women, the distributors, the vendors, and every event that we go to. You know, you've invited us to the Budco weekend training event, and it's like every time we learn something new, we get a different perspective. It opens our eyes to go, oh, well, maybe we should fine-tune our business this way instead of doing it the way we've always done it.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that really speaks to what the IDA is all about, right? Because you guys, we're a vendor, we're a distributor. We don't sell your product. Right. We bring you guys in because of our connection in the industry and in the IDA to serve our customers and also to give back to a fellow IDA member and supporter of the industry. So it doesn't benefit us at all. The only way it benefits us is that it benefits our customers, and our customers do better. But because of our association and our friendships that we've built through the IDA, it's a win-win. We see value for our customers. We see value for you guys. So it makes sense to bring you in because it's just another component to that makes it appealing for everyone, and it gives us a chance to get back to the industry.
And the thing about it is it's really circularly because we may be doing a podcast like this or one there, and somebody goes, oh man, I should go down to Budco. So it's all about relationships, and I think that's what people are. They highly underestimate the power of the relationships of the IDA. I always just shake my head when somebody says something negative about the IDA because I always go into any other industry and there is a professional organization that people are a member of. I don't care what industry.
Carpentry,
dental hygiene,
project management. Right. It doesn't matter. There's a certification and there's an organization that people belong to. And so when people say, "Oh, that can't do anything for me," I don't. It's not true. It's just not true. You just have to look around it. The other thing is any organization is only as good as what you put into it. If you're not willing to put anything into it, you're not going to get anything out of it.
And that's not to say that you have to go in there and you have to do the groundwork and you have to do all the work. You have to be willing to utilize the membership for what it is. You have to be willing to go in and do the work to find what tangible benefits are beneficial to you in your circumstance and in your situation. Because not every tangible benefit the IDA provides is right for everyone because we're all at different points in our careers. We're all on different journeys and at different levels. But there is something for everybody in the IDA, a tangible benefit no matter what stage you're at. But you have to be willing to go in and do the work to find out where that is and what that benefit is.
You know, exactly. I really like that everybody is at a different point because a lot of times we use the word level. Right. And I think when we think about levels, we're thinking of a hierarchy. Well, you're here and you should be here. Well, if I'm thinking about points, it's kind of like on a GPS map. I may be over here and my journey is taking me this way.
Right.
And just because my journey is going this way doesn't mean that I'm a failure and I may be finding success in the journey that I'm taking. And the IDA can really help you navigate some things that you don't know that maybe you need to know or just need to be exposed to or that you haven't heard of. and they can help you to that next point on your journey in your business and also on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been really, really good about reconnecting. Yeah, look at our thing. Well, shoot, that was so good. We've never mentor program that to
So it's so imperative in my version. Just there, we're all. I like to look at why it seems so when it takes over and over, and we get very discouraged because it feels like we get through something, we get back different. Every time we get an initial situation, it's that spiral. So we every time we come around, we're on the next level. So this at the same point, but 3 levels ahead, knows in between.
Yeah, I love that.
But going back to what you said about mindset is the base. Go in general, because mindset. If you have a negative mindset, it's it is so when you make your original perception of something is bad or something is wrong. So if you're going to invest in yourself and into the IDA, at least go in with an open mindset and be willing.
Look for the goal.
Look for the goal because it's there.
The other thing your brain has a tendency to do, and I use this analogy, whenever you're riding a motorcycle, you go down a big hill, the last thing you want to do is focus on that telephone pole that you don't want to hit. Because if your brain is going, I don't want to hit that pole, I don't want to hit that pole, I don't want to hit the pole, you're going to hit the pole.
100%.
So if you go into the IDA going, I don't want to suck, I don't want to suck, I don't want to suck, I don't want to find anything that's negative. So you go into it with the mindset of, I always look at it as stepping stones, right? Everybody thinks that business is going to be this just all of a sudden, and then the rich and famous contract. It doesn't work that way. It goes in steps and dips and goes down. Everything.
That's staircase. Slowly.
You just figure out where you're at and what your next move is. And sometimes you slip and you go, okay, we learned a lesson. We need to go back to where we were and then not do that again. But you've got to learn from it. And I think part of it is people don't want to enjoy the journey. They look at the end goal, right? And it's you've got to go all the way through the whole journey. And if you're not enjoying it on the way, you're certainly not going to enjoy it when you get to the end.
It's the process, man. You have to learn to love the process. It's just like in detailing. Detailers are so passionate about what they do because they love the process, right? It's not about getting it done. It's they love every step along the way. So when you can learn to love the process, you can do great things. but you have to switch your mindset to not just love the process of detailing. You have to love the process of building a detailing business and the things that come along with that, because the fame and success and the money, it doesn't come if you're just a detailer. It comes when you're a legitimate and valid and knowledgeable business owner. So you have to learn the process, love to learn the process of the taxes and the insurance and all the minutia of it and the progressions of that. So it is, I agree with that 100%.
It's a constant learning thing. You learn something every day. You learn something all the time. We've been in this game a long time, like you have, and people are like, "Oh, how do you get there?" You know what? I just learn stuff every day. I'm going to make a mistake, and I'll be like, "Whoop! Don't do that."
And that's one way to do it. But the one way is to make the mistake and learn from that.
Yeah,
that's the long road. The beautiful thing about the IDA and about a mentorship program is that you are learning from people that have already made the mistakes. That's the most underutilized part of the IDA is, hey, I'm about to make a decision. Okay, I can make a decision and hope that I'm right, or I can reach out to 3 or 4 members or IDA members that have done what I'm looking to do and say, hey, I'm about to do this. Is this the right move? No, it's not. Let me tell you how to do that. And then you completely avoid that mistake. And now you're 3 steps ahead instead of 3 steps behind.
Right. Yeah. Right. And they'll be like, be careful when you get to this turn, because that's where you fall off.
Right.
So you can take their advice and be there. And we've done that very well. In fact, real world example is Jody and I, late last year, we're thinking about making a change in our business. We actually set up a meeting, came down here, talked to Carolyn and Jeff and the Rag Company team, and we said, this is what we're thinking about doing. And we got their input and we got their experience, and then we were able to make some different decisions. A better decision.
Because we would have made a bad
decision. And, and it was good, because if we would have made that decision, we would not have been able to acquire detail book.
Right.
And so now, here we are sitting now with a really good decision that we look back at that other one, he said it probably wouldn't have turned out as good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it also would have it may have put you 3 steps behind.
Exactly.
And then, when you get information from people that have done it, they not only can tell you they can not only help you to make that decision, but they can tell you what the pitfalls that are going to come from that decision, so you can avoid those as well.
Exactly.
So
and I think that's part of the thing is just being open to that. I mean, we do that with an accountant or a lawyer. A lawyer will be like, don't do that. Don't put that in your contract. And so you trust them. And that's where mentorship comes into play, because I may look at somebody that's up 3 levels, but it also may look at somebody that's down 2 levels that go, hey, you know what? There's a new twist in the market. This is what's happening, and you can see what's going to happen.
Right. It's so funny you say that. It's like we're so inclined to take advice from a lawyer, right? But then we're not willing to put our egos aside, because we don't know anything about law. Most detailers don't know. We don't know anything about law. But we're not willing to put our ego aside in order to reach out to a detailer or a detail company or distributor that's done what we're looking to do and ask for help or guidance. It's the most ridiculous thing to me. It's something that we have to learn to get rid of, because your pride will be the biggest killer of your success for the rest of your life until you learn to manage that and understand that it is your ego is your enemy unless you can turn it into a benefit by having the ability to learn from people that are where you want to be or have done what you want to do.
Yeah, yesterday we were talking to forgot his name, from the RAP Institute. Yep. And that guy has done thousands of trainings on RAP through the RAP Institute. He said, it's interesting. I had a new guy in the business. He'd only been 2 months in, and he was at one of my trainings, and he showed me a technique that has revolutionized the way that I do things, right? And here's a guy that has, over a decade of experience and training people, and he learned something from a newbie, right? And being open,
right? If his ego would have taken charge and been like, I don't even want to hear what you have to say. I'm the expert here. I am the RAP Institute guy. I'm the guy. He would have completely negated the opportunity to learn something new that is going to. I mean, it's crazy.
We've watched it. I've watched it happen in a training we were at, and somebody had a big ego, and there's a gentleman in this training that at this point, this guy that he was told, he said, you just need to calm down, you'll get there someday. It was kind of the statement. That guy has more followers on Instagram and TikTok and everything than the other guy completely. And it's just, it's amazing to see that, because, we only know what we know. And if you turn off your ability to experience someone else's experience and learn from that and pick up whatever it is that you want to pick up. I mean, it's like going to a restaurant, right? You try 5 different kinds of foods. You may like number 3. You may like number 2. But if I didn't try number 2, I don't know if I like it or not.
Right.
I can't just go, well, I don't ever like those things, right? So you've got to be able to experience stuff. And at some point, there's going to be a new product that you need to experience because it will enhance your business. It will take it to the next level. And if you're not open to it, you're not going to ever see it.
And the thing about experience is it's not just about learning what you want to do or what to do. It might be learning what you don't want to do. Right. Hey, I'm going to do this. Tell me about that. Well, when you do this, when you make this transition or we get to this level, then you got this. Well, I don't really want to do that. I'm happy right where I'm at. I want to create a vertical instead of going up. So, I mean, it's not just about
Jody. Jody learned that he does not want to do PPF.
Never. And you don't want me doing PPF under a vehicle. I promise you that.
He's going to have to pay you. If he does PPF, he's got to.
I am not doing PPF. So
it's good to know your limitations.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
It is. We're not all good at everything.
Right? No, you cannot be good at everything, and that's the thing is some things you're just not good at, and it's okay. You just go, hey, you know what? I'm not good at that. I'm gonna rely on somebody else. I'm gonna pass the buck. Here you go. I'm gonna have somebody else come and do it. Jody owned a shop. There's somebody else is doing PPF. Partnering with somebody.
Contracting PPF.
He could have a great business offering PPF, but he wouldn't be doing the install. He'd have somebody else
referred out.
Both Jody and I, earlier in our careers, were technical. We both did. I did programming. Jody did graphic design and programming. We know we're not good at that. We're too ADD. We're all over the board, and I'm done. And so, knowing that, we put the ego aside and said we need to hire people to come in and do the job. And it's,
that's the only way.
It's funny. I had a great conversation. I can't remember who it was with yesterday about, it was Shane from the Rat Company about, far too often we create a job description, and then we go find someone to fill that job instead of just hiring good people and then creating a job around what skills they are best at. It's actually an EOS method from a book called Traction, but it was such an enlightening thing. It's just, my point to that is don't be so rigid in your processes and procedures when it comes to what your employees do. If you have a good employee that's not performing at a certain aspect of it, figure out what you can swap that aspect out, find them the right seat for them, man, because it can be a dead-end street trying to fit people in the wrong spot.
And I think that's where it comes into the statement of hire for fit, not for experience. Far too often, I think we go out and we look for somebody that's like, okay, I need this skill set, but that person may not fit, right? And I'm not saying that everybody has to be alike, but they need to have at least the mentality and the culture to fit into your company so that the company stays the way it is. I mean, I look at Budco when we're down there, and all the employees, they all have the same inviting and welcome and come in here, let me help you out with that and that kind of stuff. I've never met anybody that you're in there like it's all of a sudden just, that person's an ass. That's not there because they fit into the culture and they fit into the company, and that's where, like, Jody and I are the same way. We bring people in, we interview them. The first thing we do, we don't even look at their skills. We look at them and we talk to them first. And if they don't fit the bill, then we, thanks for your time.
You appreciate that.
So moving on to the next person.
Well, dude, we always love engaging with you.
Always a great time.
We know that you get to be on TRCMA 2025, and you close out the show, right?
I hope their expectations are mitigated.
No, it's going to be good. So make sure you guys tune in. Thank you guys for tapping into each one of our episodes. Please remember to go out there and subscribe so that you know when we go live, because we've been going live a lot. Anyway.